So it's kind of a bittersweet day for me today, whereby I am getting rid of my S1000R and swapping it and paying some extra money for the S1000RR. And look, if you just want to sort of skip straight towards the part where I just pick up the S1000RR and ride it around and my thoughts on that, then skip to this part of this video this time. I'm going to put it on the screen now, so go straight here. But otherwise, why am I sort of swapping, and how do they compare to each other? I mean, firstly, I think it's important to speak about the price, because that is a factor, and the S1000RR is much more expensive than the R in every sense of the word, from insurance, tyres. It's got more brake horsepower. It's going to eat the tyres up a lot quicker than it would on something that's got 165 brake horses. And the actual buying of the thing. So firstly, it is costing more money. Now, when I rode the S1000RR, I didn't think I would be as blown away by it as I was. And not just in performance, because I don't necessarily need to do 155, or even though that bike does 180 mile an hour down the motorway. What I was really surprised by is how comfortable it is. It is so comfy, and that told me that that bike is a bike that I could possibly live with. And that's partly the reason why I've sort of decided to sort of go with the S1000RR. I want to experience that top end, king of the road kind of bike, and it does feel absolutely incredible, in the sense that so does this bike is incredible as well. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic bike, this S1000R. But what happens is I've kind of, dare I say, I've hit the limit with this bike, in the sense of how quick it is. I'm like, you know, I know where the power is, I know the bike, and that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but with the S1000RR, that is just a completely different beast. And you do need to know how to ride a motorcycle when you're on that bike. I'm not going to go into my credentials about riding, but I can say that I'm competent enough to own an S1000RR. Now, on the flip side of that, there is a part of my brain that's going, am I actually making the right decision? Have I made the right decision in buying the RR compared to this? And you know, that the answer I gave myself, or the self-talk that I sort of had around that question, was, if I decide or get bored of the RR, or I really can't stand the position of the riding position, all that sort of stuff, I can always come back to the single R. I can always come back to the single R, because the amount of money that the RR's worth, I could actually probably just change it back. Yeah, it's cost me quite a lot of money to buy the RR with insurance and the mods that I've already purchased for the bike, because there's some things of that bike as stock I'm not a fan, to be honest. I don't think it looks that great, but I can always just swap back. But you know, again, comparing the single R to the RR, they're two different bikes, they're two different machines. And I think one of the main reasons as well, from a performance point of view, that I got the RR, is it just feels much more stable. And it's a sports bike, that's what it's designed to do, but it feels so stable in comparison to this. And this is a stable bike in the corners, on the motorway, etc. This is a very stable bike, but it's just nowhere near the S1000RR. It is just not as stable. And again, for the style of riding that I'm doing at the moment, the S1000RR really complements the way I ride. Because where this, I feel as though that, how can I put this? I feel as though the bike is holding me back. and that, I mean, I don't know how many or what you think about that, because I know it's 165 brake horses, but I feel as though this bike is holding me back, particularly in the corners. I know I can push harder and go faster, and on the S1000RR I can do that because I've test rode it. I test rode the thing, and like on the test ride I was just getting my knee down everywhere and just in and out of corners much more quickly, and just basically having a better time of riding a RR than this. It was just easier. And then that goes on to my second point with the RR. I mean, the performance is just, I haven't been able to get anywhere near yet the capability of the engine, in the sense that, you know, in first gear it does like 90 mile an hour and the top speed of that thing is about 186 mile an hour, I think it is, which is quick by anyone's books, and there is no way that I'm going to be doing 180 mile an hour on public roads. On a track, definitely. I plan to go on Brands at some point this year, Brands Hatch, so I will definitely stretch our legs, so stay tuned for that particular video. But ultimately, yeah, bit of a bittersweet day. And look, again, as I said earlier, if I'm going to change back, then I will. Well, what a lovely, just stopped at the petrol station to get some petrol, and I'm really enjoying my S1000RR. Look at her, she is absolutely stunning. What a beast, what a beast. Oh, hang on, is this mine? This is an R1250RS. Yeah, this isn't an S1000RR. And I can feel you scratching your heads now thinking, what is he going on about? And yeah, I didn't get to pick up my S1000RR today because the dealership has lost the logbook, which means I can't tax it, which means I can't ride it away. And yeah, they told me this morning when I turned up, basically they basically lied to me, which I hate to say. I mean, I'd think that BMW wouldn't lie to its customers, but they definitely dropped the ball, and instead of just telling me the truth and saying, look, we messed up, they decided to lie to me. And the problem I had is that my insurance on my old bike cancelled today. They're not open tomorrow, the dealership. It isn't going to get sorted today to get the new logbook, so it was just a big mess. And they ended up taking me to the sales manager, and you know, look, let's just say I wasn't happy, to say the least. I was not happy, because I've known for a long time, like, well, Wednesday they knew. Alright, mate, they knew Wednesday that I was coming down to get the actual the bike. Oh, away with the leaves. Just had a little bit of fun there. Yeah, so where was I? So they knew on Wednesday that I was coming down on the Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. And part of the deal was that I wanted my Pirelli Diablo Rosso Corsa 2 tyres that I spent 400 quid on with them on the new bike. I didn't want the Bridgestones that they were giving away, I wanted my tyres. So this morning was just such a mess. I mean, I don't even know where to start. And basically the manager said to me that you can either basically have your money back, or I will do whatever it takes to make this right, in so many words. And I sat there opposite him for a moment, and I was just silent, while I just thought, I was like, what am I going to do? And I kind of just channeled my emotion, my anger, upset, excitement, all of these emotions I just calmed down. And I just said to him, look, if it wasn't for the fact that I bought an exhaust that cost me 600 quid for it already, I bought a tail tidy that is at my house, radiator guard, blah blah blah. I bought so much stuff for this bike already that I'm all in, and I'm insured on it, and I've paid for the difference in the insurance. I'm like, I can't walk away. You know, and I said to him, I said, look, you need to basically fit the tail tidy, the radiator guard, all the bits. He went, yeah, no problem, I'll do all of that. Jesus, it's windy. He said, yeah, I'll sort all that out. And I was like, well, my actual bike that I'm chopping in, I don't want to put more miles on it. I want to ride around this weekend. I want to have a good time. And ultimately, I'm not insured on it. It's like, well, we'll give you a loan bike as well. You know, no problem. I was like, okay. And I'm thinking, I don't really want to push my luck now. Maybe I should have, but he gave me this. And well, I mean, yeah, I should be riding my S1000RR right now, but I'm riding this. And while this is a fantastic bike, it isn't an S1000RR. It's still a great bike. And I guess I'm going to do a little review on this bike, seeing as though that I have it in my possession, and that will be another video. But for the time being, guys, when am I going to get my S1000RR? Your guess is as good as mine.